Hi viewers, and welcome to another episode of On the Farm, where we are vocal about everything local. I am Shakima Hanley. On this episode of On the Farm, we will be speaking to the quarantine specialist here at the Department of Agriculture, where he be highlighting situations affecting the West Indian food file on the island. But before we get into it, we take a short break and be right back after this.
8 billion people, one agri-food system. Conflict, climate change, slowdowns and downturns, inequality, rising food prices are denying progress to many, limiting progress for us all. What affects one impacts many. Sustainability starts with equal opportunity. Let's build a world with more and good quality food for all. Leave no one behind.
Welcome back, viewers. Joining me, I have a representative from the Department of Agriculture, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself.
Hello, good day, everyone. My name is Quincy Bart. I am from the Quarantine Division and Plant Health Unit.
Quincy, tell the viewers, what is fruit fly?
Fruit fly is considered to be an invasive species of St. Kitts and Nevis. Invasive species are any species, whether it's mammal, reptile, insect, that enters the country unannounced and that is not native to the country, that can cause economic damages to the agricultural sector.
Which fruit fly is more prominent in our region?
In the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we've seen the West Indian fruit fly. Scientific name is Anastraphia obliqua.
How can one identify it? How does it look?
The fruit fly is very specific. It varies from the general house fly. One, the shape of the color of the body is a kind of yellow tan color. The wings are identified by color bands. They have the V bands, S bands, and the coastal bands. That is a characteristic of the fruit fly.
What are some of the host plants do you see the fruit fly prevalent in?
The common host plants that the fruit flies infect are soft body fruits such as mangoes, guavas, cherries, etc.
And in terms of symptoms that you see, what are some of the symptoms?
Some of the common symptoms seen on an infected fruit is that you see small puncture holes that oozes sap or juices from the fruit. Then later on you will actually see the larva eating away on the fruit. Then the fruit then starts to deteriorate, thus becoming not marketable.
In terms of management practices, how can one control and can it be mitigated?
Yes, the fruit fly can be managed effectively, but it has to be consistent and have an integrated approach. The first thing that can be managed is your field sanitation. When you're talking about field sanitation, we want to keep your surroundings clean, meaning that any foods that fall on the ground, you have to pick them up, dispose of them in a dark trash bag, and burn the fruits. That's one of the way. Also, you can use early detection surveillance such as fruit fly trapping. Also, there are biological control agents such as insects that feed on the fruit fly as well as a part of management control. In more advanced countries, there is the sterile insect technique that sterilizes the males, thus they cannot reproduce. Also, there are sticky traps you can use as an early detection warning as well. I will demonstrate one of the management techniques such as fruit fly trapping, where there are a number of traps that are used to trap fruit flies. First, we have the macrophyll trap. This trap is a basic fruit fly trap where it consists of three components. We have the string that is attached to the fruit, we have the cover, and we have the basin. The system of the fruit fly is that we bait the trap with tossular yeast. Tossular yeast is a fermented yeast that when placed in water, it forms as a bait for the trap, for the fruit fly. And the fruit fly is attracted to the yeast and enters the trap. So the first thing, we put the yeast in the basin. We add water. Mix it around. And the yeast starts to dissolve immediately. We put the cover on the basin, twist it. So when this is set up, the fruit fly enters the hole here and they go around, and after a while they cannot get out, and then they will drown. We then place the fruit fly trap in a fruiting tree. As you see here, we have ripe guavas, and guava is a host plant of the fruit fly. So we just put it in the fruit fly in the tree, making sure that is securely fastened. So every 2 weeks, we will come at the host plant, service the trap. And when we're talking about servicing, we'll empty out the contents into a container with a strainer, and it will capture any of the fruit flies that are captured. After then we put it in the container, we will reservice the trap by adding water and a new tossular yeast. After this, we will go in the lab and inspect to see what type of fruit fly we have, and we're looking at the sex of the gender of the fruit fly, whether it's male or female. So that's fruit fly trapping, ladies and gentlemen, and the trapping is a key component of the fruit fly surveillance, for it identifies your pest population, and once you know your pest population, you can determine whether the fruit fly is doing any economic damages, and then you can apply the various steps to control the fruit fly.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Bart. And we trust that the viewers were able to become a bit more knowledgeable and look for key signs to see if these things are present in their backyard farms or also for our commercial farmers themselves. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Fresh local fruit and vegetables produced for our nourishment. Buy local, eat local.
Yes, good day, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again. We've just went out in the field. Now we're in the lab/office, and we'll inspect to see our findings after the 2 weeks. So the first step we do right now is to empty out the trap, strain it, and empty the contents in a petri dish we have here, and we place the flies inside the petri dish and place them on a compound microscope. The compound microscope is a microscope that helps to magnify the fruit fly so we can identify it properly. So we'll do the inspections. See, so judging from the wings, we've seen the coastal bands, the V bands, and the S bands. And to the bottom of the abdomen, there is a small ovipositor that extrudes out of the abdomen. So we have one female fruit fly present. So when we get these results, we have a tracking system that enables us to do our database. So the first step, we do the trap ID, which is Nevis 1. We have the district, which is prospect. We have the type of trap, which is macrophil trap, and we give a description of the trap, and there's a host plant and a trap registration number and the location of the description. And to the back, we do the identification of the species of fruit fly, whether it is a male or female. And then we enter it in our database. That's a soft copy, and we have coordinates that we can track the fruit fly surveillance. That's all for fruit flies. As mentioned before, if you all have any problems seeing the symptoms, you give us a call at Planned Quarantine. Thank you very much.
And there you have it, viewers, another episode of On the Farm, where we're vocal about everything local. Just to recap this episode, we had Mr. Quincy Bart, the quarantine specialist here at the department, highlighting some of the issues that farmers and backyard farmers can face with regards to the West Indian fruit flies affecting some of the host plants such as fruit trees. Until next time, I am Shakima Hanley. Bye.